Oh, Ndamukong Suh, you dirty, dirty player. Is he? I think by now, I think we can pretty much say the jury is out on that one, huh?
Absolutely, yes. He was. I thought he was a dirty player in preseason when he was stomping Andy Dalton's head into the turf and all the other stuff. You know, it's okay to be a dirty player in some situations because Bill Romanowski said you want to be feared as a defense, as a defender, because...
What does Bill Romanowski know about dirty play?
He admitted he was a dirty player. He admitted to it over the air. So it was interesting to see how his perspective on Ndamukong Suh was. And I think Ndamukong Suh, that's just the way he plays. But there's got to be a point where, you know, it's okay to be really physical and to be feared. But to do something like this is just selfish and idiotic because it's going to cost your team games now because you are the best player on their defense, bar none. And by doing this and taking yourself out of the game, being suspended 2 games, this is his 8th personal foul in the season. And Herman Edwards, I believe, said the greatest line was that back in his day, back when you got personal foul number 3, the players would take care of it. They'd go for your knees and they'd do something to make sure you could never do that again. Now the NFL being protective over everything, really, how can you police something like this?
What I think is really interesting about this, not only did what Ndamukong Suh overshadow what the Green Bay Packers did on that day, remaining undefeated and doing it in a big way on Thanksgiving, but Jets offensive lineman Matt Slauson came out, who was Ndamukong Suh's teammate at Nebraska. We didn't really like him. Very few of his teammates really liked him at all because he would do this type of stuff to us in practice too. He comes off in interviews like a well-spoken, nice guy. He's doing Subway commercials, and doing the, is it Cadillac, the Detroit, driving through Detroit and everything like that. So he's doing commercials like that. I think he might lose some of those gigs coming up pretty soon because he was just in the commissioner's office 11 days before this, and he goes out and does it again. And I think he should have been suspended 3 games, 4 games, because taking it out of their checkbook with what he made as a rookie doesn't do much. No. Suspending him games.
That's what hurts the most because then you're going to have his own teammates on the sideline. If they're losing their next few games or so, they'll be like, see what you did and see what this has cost us. Imagine if you did not make this stupid play, you could be out here helping our defense. That's what's going to hurt the most. Hopefully then he gets the message thinking, okay, it's okay to be really physical, but come on, keep it within the lines here. Play to the whistle, no extracurriculars. It's just very unnecessary. You don't need this in the game.
At what point does this begin to become a sort of Vince Young situation like we started to have where he was just such a wild card that you just didn't want to have him in the locker or like a Randy Moss type or that kind of thing? Are we there yet? Are we just getting there with Suh?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think with those were big off-field problems where the guy was being lazy and wasn't working hard and with Vince Young just kind of going off the reservation for a little while. Right. I think Ndamukong Suh, everything he's doing wrong is on the field.
Yes. And I believe the guys in the locker room have made it known to him saying, listen, what are you doing right now? You are really bothering this defense. This football team cannot play. We can't win without you in the lineup. So you got to really just look at yourself in the mirror, man, and really just, fix your game plan.
This really hurts.
Turn off the switch a little bit. Tone it down. You can still be the great player you are. You just don't need to do that stuff. You're already feared. You don't need to have to do this stuff to prove it. You don't need 8 personal fouls.
And he's appealing the suspension. I hope he doesn't. I hope it does not get lowered.
It won't. Trust, it's Roger Goodell. You really think he's going to lower that suspension? Absolutely not.
Not likely.